What's up, everybody? Welcome back to another video, and the holiday season's coming around, and in this video, I'm going to be talking about Switch 2 games that you will probably see on the shelf in your nearby store that you should probably pick up for a holiday gift for someone. And this won't be just my opinions. I'm going to be telling you games that I personally love, but I don't really think they would be good present gifts, so let's dive into this, shall we? First thing I want to mention is game key cards, and there are going to be several I do recommend to buy, but you have to keep in mind that the whole game isn't on the card. It will activate a digital download. And because of this, if you know someone with not much space and memory on their Switch 2, you should probably stay away from these. But if I do recommend a game key card, I will let you know if it is one. So let's get started on the games. This video is going to be separated into three parts. The first part are games I think you should totally buy for someone. Second part being games that aren't bad games, but maybe only get them if they ask for it specifically. And then the final category, you probably should just stay away from these games altogether. And the first game that is in our must-buy category is Pokemon Legends ZA. And it is a phenomenal game. Any Pokemon fan would love this game. And it's one of the first Pokemon games that move away from turn-based and is real-time based. So it's just a phenomenal game. Personally, it's probably going to be my favorite game of the whole year. Highly recommend. If someone loves Pokemon, they love to see this game. And Pokemon Legends ZA is coming in at $60 for the Switch 1 edition and $70 for the Switch 2 edition. And our next game we are going to be mentioning in the must-buy category is Donkey Kong Bonanza. This game is phenomenal. You'd love Mario Odyssey, you'd love this game. Insane game. It's just a 3D platformer where you can break anything. Story's amazing, fun twists, and this is definitely a game where almost every person who owns a Switch 2 needs to own this game. And you can kind of get into it even if you're not into Donkey Kong. Pokemon is like, well, if you're only good if you're into Pokemon, but you don't have to be into Donkey Kong to get this game. It is just a game that really hits a large market of people. And it is coming in at $70. $70, I know. Most Switch games for Switch 2 games are going to be coming in at $70. I know it's steep, but what you gonna do? Our next must-buy game is Little Nightmares 3. This is a kind of like a 2D platformer, but there are 3D sections, and you play as these little characters that basically have to try and survive these like nightmares. And I recommend the game for people who want to try a horror game, but get too scared really easily, because this game won't really scare you, but it does have a large horror element. And, you know, it's still only rated T for teen. And the game is coming in at $40, but it is a game key card, meaning it will just initiate a download if you put it into your Switch. But, like all the games in this video, you can easily find them at your local store. They are games you'll probably see on the shelf. There's no eShop exclusives in this video. But yes, it is a game key card, but highly recommend. The next game on our must-buy is Metroid Prime 4. This game isn't even out yet. It comes out early December, but if you buy after that point, I would highly recommend this game. Yes, this isn't a full recommendation because the game's not even out yet. I haven't even played it yet, but I do think it will be a phenomenal game and highly recommend, especially if you're a Metroid fan. But I do think you could get into the game even if you're not a Metroid fan. And since it's a first-party game, it isn't a game key card, and the game is coming in at $60 for the Switch 1 version or $70 for the Switch 2 version. Moving on. And our next must-buy game is Star Wars Outlaws. If you are a fan of any Star Wars game, you would love this game. But I do recommend it especially because it's very combat-focused. It's more stealth combat-focused. So if you have a hard time getting into Star Wars games, you don't have to worry about this one. Well, if you have a hard time getting into Star Wars games because of the combat, you don't have to worry about this one because all the combat's stealthy. So it's a very different approach, and if you want to get into Star Wars games, you may like the way this one treats it. It is coming in at $60, and it is a game key card, but it really is an awesome game, especially for a Star Wars fan. The story is so in-depth. You can have different, relationships with all the different gangs. You basically play as an outlaw, who does bounties. The story is pretty intense. Highly recommend, especially for a Star Wars fan. Next must-buy game is Cyberpunk 2077. This game is rated M, so maybe, don't probably get it for a 10-year-old, but, if you are getting it for an adult, highly recommend. This is the only third-party game on this list that isn't a game key card. Third-party, meaning Nintendo did not make it, yet it is on the Switch 2. It is, just fantastic game, and anything bad you might hear about the game are probably really old comments or videos, because this game got a lot of flack when it first came out 5 years ago, but since then they've updated the game, including giving it a DLC, which is actually in the bundle you will buy it in. You cannot get Cyberpunk on Switch 2 without the DLC, and all the improvements they have made have basically made the game playable and an amazing game. So if you see any flack for it, it's probably outdated. And it is very exciting that this game is not Game Key Card. I mean, highly recommend it. You know, it's just a fantastic game. Moving on. We are now moving on to the maybe buy section of this video. And most of these games are not bad in any way, it's just you may want to make sure the person you're buying it for is into that type of game. And our first game on the list is Mario Kart World. And now, the only reason it's in the maybe section is because of the fact that if they have Mario Kart 8 Deluxe, which is a game that comes with more content, and if they already have a Switch or a Switch 2, they probably will, then they may not want another Mario Kart. Now, they may want it. It's a great game, but just keep it in mind. They may already have 8 Deluxe and may not want this one because of that. So, it is a good game. Highly recommend. It is $80. You can easily find it in your store. It's just they might already have a Mario Kart and don't want another one. Moving on. Our next game on this list is another game that's not out yet, but comes out literally this week. And that's Hyrule Warriors. Looks like it's going to be an amazing game. Only reason it's in the maybe category, because it's a little bit of a niche style of game. It's a hack and slash, and you really have to be a certain person to love this game. The game looks like it will be amazing. It will be coming out at $70, but you really want to make sure the person you're buying it for likes this kind of game, because it is for a niche audience. Next game in the maybe category is Kirby Air Riders, and it's not out yet. It will come out later in this November, but it looks like it'll be a fantastic game. Personally, doesn't really interest me for the reason of I already have Mario Kart World. It's just another racing game. 2 racing games, and that's also the other reason it's in the maybe category. If they have a Switch 2, chances are they probably have Mario Kart World, and because of that, they may not want just another racing game. So keep it in mind. I basically would highly recommend this game as long as they don't have Mario Kart World. Or they could want both. But keep in mind, the game will be coming in at $70. It's exclusively on Switch 2. Let's move on. Next game on the list is Split Fiction. This game is on the Switch 2, but the only reason it's in the maybe category is because it doesn't run the best. It's a fantastic game, but if they have another console, I'd recommend they get it on that instead of the Switch 2, because it just doesn't run well. But it is going to be a $50 game, and it is a Game Key card, fortunately, so I would recommend that they buy it on maybe their Xbox or PlayStation, if they have one, and then maybe you can get it not Game Key card. Let's move on. Now we're moving on to the don't buy category. These are games you should not be buying for people, unless they specifically ask for it. And the first game on the list is Super Mario Galaxy 1+2. Technically, this is a game that doesn't have a Switch 2 physical edition, so if you see it at the store, it won't say Switch 2, but it did come out this year after the Switch 2 came out, so it deserves being on the list. And it does come in at $70, which is kind of an overpriced for this game, because this game is 2 really old games. I got it, I've only played through Super Mario Galaxy 1, I had a lot of fun, but these games are really old, and if you know someone with a Switch 2, then they probably don't want to play really old classic games, unless they're deep fans of Mario. So because it's overpriced and, only kind of fits the niche of people who want to play classic Mario, I wouldn't really recommend buying this game. Next game we have on the list is Persona 3 Reload. You should probably not be buying this game because it is $60 and a Game Key card. Now, the main reason I don't think you should be buying the game is because it's not technically a bad game, but it fits just an extremely niche amount of people. It's turn-based, which already isn't that popular, and it has this weird anime style to it. It's rated M. I would just think you should stay away from it. And the price is fine, but in reality, it's just not that good of a game. Let's go on to the next. The final game on this video is Street Fighter 6, and I don't think you should get it because of the main fact of you will probably be walking into the store, see it, pick it up, thinking it'll be a fun game with a ton of fighting. And it does have a ton of fighting, except it's really not much content. You get tossed into a fighting ring, and you just do, 2D, fight. Nothing wrong with that. If they like that style of game, then they probably would like this. But I just want you to be cautious, because if you see this game in the store, you probably will think there's going to be more content than there really is. There is a story mode. That story mode is very small, weak. It's a very meh story mode. So I would recommend that you stay away from this game. Before we end this video, I just want to talk about one more thing, and that is Switch 2 Editions. I decided not to put those in this video for the main reason of there's a decently high chance that the person you're buying this for has already played this game, and it could be a game they loved or hate, but they probably wouldn't want just a small amount of content from it. And if you buy it, and they already have it, no one's going to want that, and they can just buy the upgrade on the eShop. You know, so, and Switch 2 Editions are really just niche games. They just add a little bit for an old existing game, so I would just recommend staying away from those, because those are probably stuff that the people should just be buying themselves if they want it. Well, that's going to wrap it up for today's video. Hope you loved it, and I hope this helps you decide what your, family or friends might be wanting for Christmas this year. Peace out, everyone.